guys. Ooh. What's up? What's up, Alex? Yeah, stock market is very interesting right now. AMAT just had the earnings. Huge miss. How do you miss, bro? How? So sad. Young Bo, GG. Mocha. Mocha. What's up? What's up? What's going on? I was just looking at some of the earnings coming out today. Wow, look at this company. Oof. Big run. And they put on everything. That sounds bullish. You went long on ROST, Anthony? Let me see what they said. They had a really good beat. 21% increase compared to last year. Should be going up. Sure. We'll check it out a little bit. Oh no! Cloud company down today. So BJ's earnings today. I took a look at it this morning. Really good earnings. Great beat. I wish we played that instead. I did wanted to play it. Totally forgot it and slipped my mind. Cause they're like Costco right now, very strong. I go to shop. I like it. They said they're doing a $500 million stock buyback, if I remember correctly, this morning. And that's like 14% of their market cap or something. So pretty bullish. That's why they ran up so much today. Yeah, there you go. The 500 mil buyback. And stock hasn't ran up much since last year. But 14% stock buyback, man. That's goody. Woof. Let's see. Wolf had a drop. You guys are wondering why. So let's see what they said. Raised 2021 guidance on top and bottom line. 32% 2-year comp. 15% growth. Really good earnings. It looks like it's a buy the dip. It's a good. It looks pretty good on Petco. Petco overall earning was really good. What was it trading like a year ago? I think it might have just been like a special acquisition or something. It might have just been slightly overvalued from IPO, but it looks like it had a pretty good earnings. I don't see why that's not a buy if you like the company long term. Could just be a fake out coming down. AMAT earnings right here. Let's pull it up. Record annual revenue up 34% year over year. Record annual GAAP. Quarter revenue very strong. The only thing is they guided lower. Next quarter is lower. A lot of things going lower on the outlooks. They expect impacts of ongoing supply chain challenge. So took a huge guidance hit from that. So the guidance is over here, 6.16 billion, give or take 250, as opposed to 6.5. So that's a huge miss. I mean, not a miss, but like that's a huge difference in terms of guidance. Very weak. The EPS, they're not looking to hit either. So just top and bottom guidance is overall weak. And that's why they're coming back down a little bit. Maybe, hopefully, I mean, maybe they'll see a recovery. Let me see what Youngbo play. Wasn't really around for this one, so let me see. So it looks like, you guys need to see like 150 and above tomorrow to really be flatty. If it's like under 150, probably gonna start going downhill. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow it'll open. It'll be like above 150 flatty. But as of right now, it's looking a little bit sus. I think you guys will be okay though. Is TSM moved today a fake out? What a good question, man. What a good question. Is it a fake out or a breakout, TSM? I don't know. I mean, AMAT with the supply chain issue news again, reminding us that that is a thing now. Could be, it could be, could be. You know, it could be a fake out at this point. Because ideally, I think TSM we could potentially see 125s, right? That's the way it's looking. Hella bullish, very strong move at the end of the day. Very strong close above 122. Overall, looks bullish, man. You know, looks like we could touch 125, and then if we could touch 125, break above that, 135. Why not? Why not, right? You know, getting daily signal. Everything is looking good on TSM, but depending on what the weather is looking like, depending on what the what the market is looking like. AI, man, I haven't looked at this ticker in a while. I feel like you guys are just trying to kill young bull right now. I don't know. I don't know. It could be a huge cup and handle on the daily chart. Who knows? I mean, on the weekly chart. Who knows, right? Looks interesting. I have to look a little bit more into the company fundamentally. AMAT screwed up. Yeah, AMAT probably failed the whole. They failed the whole chip sector, man. Why? Ooh, that's true. Where did we land today on this? Where did we land? Still a nice little scalping opportunity today. Looks like we hit $13. I was looking for it to come back to 12. Hey, so I was looking for that $12 range, maybe 12.25. I would look to pick some up. We'll see. And for some of you guys in the earnings challenge, don't forget to look for opportunities in this. You know, around 12, we have that February spread that you guys can add into. If you guys like the company, want to play it, I still think this could possibly be a good move to over 20s. But obviously, it came down with with the whole LCID and like Raven, you know, all those EV company that came down. This came down with it, so that's why it was a little bit bearish. But I can see this getting back its own momentum and moving back up again. Puts for next week's. Very nice. That's true. Who knows, right? I mean, I don't know. Actually, it's hard. It's hard, man. It's a little bit hard for me to say that because it's just the guidance is just so ugly, man. It's a little bit hard to say that. Yes, INTU. Typically very good earnings. PDF. PDF. TSM. Yes, sir. Oh. MU been doing well these days? Has it? I think you for the gap and then like up. Why not? Hey, what's up? Hopefully. Let's take a look at some of the other earnings. Ross, dress for less. always remember this company, man. We don't have them in New York, but I remember doing a SWOT analysis on this company long time ago in college. Very bullish. Coming back to pre-COVID highs, man. And why not? You know, they're having good earnings. A lot of the retail stuff did really well today. We had Kohl's, Macy's. Yo, I had this one Macy's call that me and Scare Shirtless picked up like a long time ago, like in January, like January 27th of 2021. We had this huge run in the market, and I was talking to Scare Shirtless, and he was like, "Yo, $35 cost, Macy's, 2022." I was like, "Bet, let's go." So we picked it up, and obviously Macy's crashed, right? Like this whole time, Macy's been like flopping so hard, and it's just like die, you know, it's just like die. But if you are, you know, a few of us boomers, we like Macy's because, you know, Macy's, Times Square, Christmas, very interesting company, man. And they're doing a lot of things. So, but they were dying pretty hard. They didn't look like they were ever gonna hit $35. So we just bag hell into these calls, right? These leaps that we've been holding. And today, yo, they're like, oof, and like a baby coming out of a mother's womb, they push so hard, man. They went from like 32 to like 37, and those calls that was like dead for a whole year went up 200%. Ah, pop bless, pop bless, yo. So finally had a chance to exit that. That was a very bullish move, and you know, I'm you know, man, I gotta reach out to my friend because this sucker owes me money, yo. I remember I had this bet with this dude, and I was like, "Yo, Macy at $5, that's a steal." Like, I don't see Macy like, you know, leaving the business. I see Macy's like, where whatever happens, I'll see this company still coming back. It's only a matter of time before Macy's recover, because I love Macy's, man. Every year, like, I used to go to Macy's. Like, this used to be a routine thing. Me and my friends, we used to go to Macy's for like I think we used to go around November time. I haven't done it in a while, but we used to go around November time to go jacket hunting. I don't know if you guys shop there a lot, but if you guys know the trick, if you go to Macy's around November time when they have new inventory, and you go to the ghetto Macy's, like the Macy's that are in like not so well neighborhood, either that or like really well neighborhood that nobody shops in the clearance section, and they'll put like all the good jackets in the clearance section. Sometimes you can find like really good name brand stuff, like you know, I guess like G Star or like North Face stuff, and they'll be like dirt cheap. It could be like 80% off on the name brand stuff. I remember one year I went to Macy's to go jacket hunting with my friend, and we picked up like this drug dealer jacket, yo. Um, like I don't know, what do you call that? Like, let me see if let me see what would it look like if I put in drug dealer jacket. Damn it! Oh, there you go, there you go. This is the drug dealer jacket. This is the drug dealer jacket, the parka, right? So like, if you guys are like, you know, grew up in like the hood, or you grew up in like any part of the country that has the hood, like if you see a dude wearing this, you probably drug dealer. You know, this is like the certified drug dealer jacket. You know, the parka, and I remember one day like we were looking, we found like this jacket, right? I was like, oh shoot, let's cop that. You know, it was like only like $100, man, and usually like 350, right? So it was like super steal. And yo, that's so true, man. And And like we reached into the pocket, right? We reached into the pocket and we were like checking the pocket, and some sucker, man, they probably bought this jacket and decided to return it, right? Because Macy has a great return policy. Yo, oh my god, man, there was like 3G in there. We're like, oh snap, like damn 3G. So we took the jacket and we just bought it, and we like left ASAP, yo. We split the money. It was one of the best days of our life. What a deal! What a deal! Talk about a slick deal, man. Yeah, I don't even know what we did with that money. I think we bought Bitcoin with that money, man. I think it was like 2017. I think we bought Bitcoin with that money. I remember we went to get jerk chicken, and we went to buy Bitcoin. Yeah, good times, man. That was a good time. My first Black Friday experience, Macy's. Poor doorman called us animals. The crowd almost knocked us over a glass table where they were handing out coupons. Like the jacket from Man's Not Hot. Yeah, that's how you know. Like that's how you know when a person is strapping to New York. Like if a person is wearing a jacket and like, yo, it's not even hot. Like it could be like summer, right? And the man is holding a jacket, you know, like in his hands. That is sus. He's probably strapped. He's probably carrying heat. That's how you know. Like if you see a guy wearing a hoodie and it's like not even cold, man. Dude, he's not wearing a hoodie. He's hiding his piece. Oh, are you talking about a music video? No, I haven't. Let me see. My bad. I thought you were talking about what it was like in the hood. Oh yeah, yeah. Kind of like that. That's true. That's a Jack Taylor jacket. Damn, we got great way off topic. Got way off topic. I don't even know if this is illegal to talk about that. Let's get back on stocks. Farfetch Q3 earnings per share negative 25 cents as opposed to negative 36. Good earnings. 582 sales, miss 591. 47% decrease compared to the same period last year, and 31% increase in sales compared to last year. Looks like it's finally coming back down, man. Not a good earning for them. Not a good look, yo. So things like luxury reseller, like luxury version of eBay, I guess, this company. Speaking of hood, reporter says that judge dismissed the case versus meme stocks. Damn. They let Robinhood get away with that? What a scam, yo. Wow, this company is down 25%. What the hell? What the hell? Let me see how bad they did. This is a 2-year basis. They grew 97%. Generated 828 million. Digital platform. GMV up 23%. 28%. More than double compared to Q3 of 2019. Net positive on 5 as opposed to negative. on the 2-year basis, they look good. I don't see why they dropped. They're spending less money too. Maybe this is why. Something related to their senior notes. Probably have to read a little bit more into this. This is a little bit confusing here, but I think this is why they had a loss. Why they dropped so much, because on the 2-year basis is really good. Q4 growth is slowing down a little bit though, 18 to 22% as opposed to 33% so far in the year. Have to really dig a little bit further into that, but let's see. Let's look at the stock on a 2-year basis. Company was trading at 1380. If they grew like 2x from that, puts it around $26-ish. I guess we'll probably see some buying opportunity around the 23s, probably at this point. Hard to say. Let's check out some other earnings. This company is being bought out by Microsoft, so it doesn't really matter what the earnings look like. Williams-Sonoma. How'd they do? So Williams-Sonoma earnings per share is $3.32 as opposed to $3.08. Sales is $2.05 billion as opposed to $1.97. Estimate, they also raised their guidance, 29% increase compared to the same period last year, and 16% increase in sales compared to last year. What is the guidance increase? They raised the full year net sales guidance to 22 to 23% year over year. And this company's been flying too pretty hard. Two-year comp of 41%. I think the reason the stock has also been running up a lot was also because they did a lot of share buybacks too. They're not opening any stores, not closing like 3 stores. "39 weeks ended, percentage of revenue, 46% compared to last year's." So they're down a little bit after hours, $208, down $10. Last year company was trading around 109, so stock's almost up $100 from last year's price. And then from all-time highs of pre-COVID, they were at $77. They've gone up a lot from that too as well in terms of stock appreciation. Is there any other stocks that you guys are interested in or anything you guys want to see from this morning? Alibaba, huge drop this morning. Or is there any stock that you guys want us to chart it out or check out in terms of technical analysis? So Alibaba Q2 $1.74 as opposed to $1.93. Sales is 31 as opposed to 32. 34% EPS decrease, 36% increase in sales. They said they expect full year 22 sales to grow 20 to 23% year over year. On a 2-year basis, the stock has dropped a lot. We're coming back to 2018 levels, man. Can you check Day? Yeah, let me see. So that came out pretty early today. Let's check that out. Let's check out Workday. They had a good earnings. Pretty flat. No, not that flat actually. So down from 300, down about $20. Earnings per share is $1.10 as opposed to 86 cents estimate. Sales is $1.33 billion as opposed to 1.31. So that's a beat on the top and bottom side, and 29% increase compared to last year in EPS. 27.9% increase, and sales is 20% increase compared to last year. What was the company trading at last year? Around 240s, around 200 to 240s. If it was 200, it'd be like a $40 increase. If it was like 240s, yeah, $44 increase. So I'll put it around 284. See what the guidance is. I don't see anything about the guidance. Looks like they have a lot of backlogs, a lot of revenue backlog as well, subscription backlog, having reasonable growth, but not like crazy growth. So it's only around 20%. They also acquire a lot of company as well. So probably expect to see some more growth in the future from all the acquisitions if all things work well. But sometimes acquisitions are hit and miss. It could be a double-edged sword as well. They either help the company grow a lot, or sometimes it can completely flop with the company. Like something like Teledocs, they acquired 2 companies and it didn't merge that well with the company, and they've taken a big hit. So pretty interesting move here. I think it's pretty fairly priced around 280s. Let's see. Nikes. Yeah, we got to check on Nike. Haven't looked at it in a while. So let me put that here. I actually haven't been doing much charting this week at all, in terms of after hours. Let's check out Delta Airline. For mass appeal. We did talk about TSM a little bit, but I'll post the chart up too. TALO. Steel. Ooh, that is a good conclusion, Anthony. It could be time. It could be time, you know, because Zoom had a great dominance last year, and I think the hype might be coming to an end. Celsius Holdings. Looking to get into Nikes. Bullish on Nike, eh? I see. Walmart. I think I already have a chart set up on Walmart, so we'll see. Me neither. I don't like the ZM. My sole reason for not liking Zoom is watching the interview of the Zoom CEO. I don't know. I feel like Zillow is like a black sheep right now. And it's interesting, man. I think they're just like a black sheep, and it's like it's one of those things like, man, you don't want to touch, you know. But I did get an alert for COMP, which is kind of like a similar company to Zillow, and I'll put a chart for that too if you guys want to take a look at it. Somebody bought it out to me the other day. I took a look at it. You know, I had an alert set in case it came back to $10 levels. I didn't really like pick up the position today, as I said I would last time, but I probably look to start a leap on it. They're a one-trick pony competitor. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, why hasn't anybody taken freaking Zoom out yet? Then again, I did end up using it like last week, and it was pretty decent. It was a little confusing, but it was decent. Ooh, Fiat World's on the other side of it. Just Google interview of Zoom CEO and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You'll understand. You'll understand, man. All right, so we got a great list here. Let's take a look. Nike is the first one. Yo, Nike is so strong, man. What a recovery, yo. What a recovery from that sell-off here. So we got the setup here. We got a little trend line here. I don't know, man. I feel like Nike could come back down here. But if you're bullish, I think it could bounce off here too. We have point of control right here at 170s. I want to check one thing though. Did Vietnam reopen their factories yet? Bank of America cited a number of reasons for prediction. They said the impact of prolonged factory shutdowns in Vietnam is likely going to be worse than retailers have planned for, according to analysts, including the fact that the reopening of the economy in southern Vietnam, where many apparel and footwear producers are housed, has been moving much slower than in the north. Lasting well into 2022. The Wall Street research firm said in a note to a client over the weekend that the recovery in Vietnam will be more gradual than retailers are anticipating, and that businesses are being too optimistic about turnaround times. They cited a number of reasons for this prediction, including the fact that the reopening of the country in southern Vietnam, where many apparel and footwear producer house, has been moving much slower. Vietnam experienced a devastating surge in COVID case this past July through August, prompting another round of local lockdowns. The temporary pause to production dealt a blow to companies such as Adidas and Nike, which rely heavily on the regions for manufacturing their sneakers and athletic apparels. Businesses have started to reopen, but vaccination rate remains significantly lower compared with other countries. While production activities indeed recovered fast last year after the brief disruption, production is likely to take longer to normalize this time around, perhaps as long as 6 months. So we could potentially see a 6 month delay. He added that current factory operations in Vietnam remain strict and very complicated, um, which could hinder employees' ability to return to work. All in, we expect several headwinds to weigh in the expectation for a fast resumption in production activities, including the likely persistence of labor shortage, but also due to rising raw material costs, supply chain disruption in many parts of Asia. Puma also warned that supply chain bottleneck, particularly in Vietnam, will entail a shortage of its product far into next year. Last week, Adidas trimmed its 2021 outlook to sourcing disruptions. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting there. Vietnam, COVID, no. I want to check out what the vaccine rate is looking like for them. See if that was indeed slower than expected. Oh no, they are seeing another surge. It looked like it came down in October, and they're starting to see a surge again with the Delta variant. Deaths have gone down though. They said their vaccination rate looks pretty good right now. They said they given out like about 102 million doses. Assuming every person needs 2 doses, that's enough to have vaccinated about 52% of the country's population. So I think that's looking pretty good. That's going at a pretty fast rate. But obviously it's not as high as Canada though, right? So I don't know. Nike could get some more disruption from that based on what we read so far. Let me catch up. Must be talking about Celsius. But are seltzers still doing really good? Isn't Celsius like a seltzer and energy drink company? Are they still that popular though? I'm long term bullish on Monster. like this company, even though I haven't been drinking Monster a lot. Actually, yeah, I haven't been drinking Monster a lot, man. Consumer discretionary held up today. That reminds me, I gotta put XRT on this list because I gotta take a look at XRT. If you guys are bearish on the market, XRT is usually the way to go. COUP for hungry, of course. I'm shorting Nike. Could take a month or two in my opinion for the pullback to 150s. That's true. I mean, if they report earnings again this quarter and they're saying, you know, we're still dealing with supply chain issues, that's gonna hit them because last earnings they talked about that, but they said, oh, you know what? They thought it was gonna recover real quick or whatever. And you know, maybe it won't. Where are the workers? Yo, I was actually reading about this. I looked into this like a month or two ago, and a lot of the workers in Vietnam, they actually stopped working at factories, just like how like we're having labor shortage here. People over there are like, yo, I don't need this hustle no more. I'ma just go back to the countryside and work on the farm because like at the end of the day, right? They're a little bit different than us. Like most of those people, like most of them, you know, they have a farm to go back to, bro. Like for us, we're in the city, we in the city. Like that's it, man. If you don't work, you gotta steal, right? But like over there, like if you went to the city to look for a job, better opportunity and stuff, but then it's not working that well, you can always go back to the village. You can always go back to the countryside, and you know, like get food from the family's farm, yo. What's up, DJ? So you're saying you think that schools will drive the Nike sales up? What company produce rain? Oh, that's a good question. What company makes this trash? Monster! Yeah, we've been drinking Monster all along, young bro. Oh. Maybe. Oh, that's true. That's true. Then Nike said they're doing NFT. I remember this. I remember seeing some article about this. Look, Nike files for 7 virtual good trademark for branding and NFT. I want to go live on the Vietnamese farm and have no bills to pay. That's the way, right? Yeah, you could probably go. You could probably go and buy like a farm there, man. I remember like I remember looking at lands in Thailand before. It cost like 100K USD, I think, to like buy a land or something. All right, so Nike, I think if it holds this 170 level, it could pop higher. It could easily, you know, grind from there. But if it breaks under that point of control on 170, we can come back down a lot more. We can come back to 160s. And that's kind of in line with this trend line here. You know, we got this trend line where it hit here and it hit here. So there's a chance it could come back here and bounce here as well. Even though I will say it's a little bit more bearish, I don't know. It really depends on the numbers, man. Nike's has been really good at beating the numbers. The brand popularity has been going up year over year, so what are we looking to see? 155s? So that's the Nike chart. Let's check out Delta Airline. But could you really live on a Vietnamese farm though? Think about the mosquitoes, man. You would get raped by mosquitoes. But remember, in US, most school went back to in-person learning, and a lot of jobs also brought employees back in. I'm not 100% sure in my position, so that's a good point. But at least in the US, they're taking a huge hit. That's true. NFT? Hell yeah, Nike NFT. Nike Metaverse? I spent my whole food in Canada. I would never make it in a hot country during hard labor, like on a farm. Wait, isn't there like farmland in Canada too as well? Aren't you guys like, I remember like talking to a few gamers in Canada, and these guys told me like they have no care for the stock market at all, and they're just like very happy with their life and stuff because like the houses are still relatively cheap in Canada, eh? And like and like they have like a lot of green land, and you can like potentially have your own farm in your backyard too as well. I could be wrong. Unless you're like a city, unless you're like in Vancouver or like I don't know, Montreal, like one of those big cities. Thoughts on Wish.com? Oh, ugh. We should not name that name. So I mean, Delta Airline, they've been coming back down a little bit. They had this huge run, right? A little while ago. They had a really good run due to the Booking.com. That's what it was. Booking.com had a really good earnings, and I think Booking.com gave up all the gains too. They had a really good earnings. This traveling was back. Everybody and their mother was booking like trips all over the place, right? Everybody's dying to travel, yo, and reasonably so. Like, who isn't dying to travel if they have the money right now? But it's tough, right? So Booking.com is like, a lot of people are booking for travel 2022, 2023. They can see this recovery, and it signal like a massive bullishness for the whole sector. So all the airlines started going up, all the cruises started going up. They started running, man, like $39, boom, 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 to like 45, right? Everybody got hella excited. But then news start coming out. They're saying, oh man, Delta variant is starting to smack people around. Europe is getting a resurgence of COVID, I think. Asia is getting resurgence of COVID. Everybody was reopening their borders, but at the same time, they're getting smacked. And but I think the other thing is, I think the other thing with the border situation is that now that we open the borders, they're making people get tested more. So every time somebody come in and out, they got to get tested, and because they're coming in and out and they got to get tested, that's gonna increase the infection rate, even if people are still just getting the same type of infection as before, but just more people getting tested. Now there's more data point, and it's just showing that there's an increase in COVID when it could have just been the same the whole time. Who knows? Like, maybe people just weren't getting tested before. So I think it's interesting. We could see a potential opportunity over here at $38, $39 levels, or a little bit further down here. If you guys are bullish on airlines, I would say this is probably a good area to buy around the 37s. I'm not crazy about the sector itself. It's not a trade that I would get behind, but on a technical wise chart, I can see it move there. It's also on a triangle pattern too, which means if we squeeze under this, if we break this, it's these patterns are really ugly if that happens. And that's only if we break under this. That would be extremely bearish. I could play out that case too, but I don't want to say it and hurt your feelings. So could see a bounce around 37.80s. That's true. Housing market in those two big cities are crazy. Insane. I'm in Calgary. People here don't work very hard. Oh yeah, one of my friends he came from Calgary too. I don't know if he's in Canada right now. I think he just went back or something. We just hung out last week. I think he went back to visit his mom. Yo, I'm surprised Guru doesn't play the Canadian airline. Like my friends always talking about this that the Canadian airline that's really really good. Can't remember it for the life of me right now. Help me out, guys. Not WestJet. It's like the really popular one. It's kind of like Southwest, but not WestJet. Air Canada, yes. My boy's always talking about that. Yeah, I'm surprised Guru doesn't play that. It's actually like usually looks pretty good on the chart. AC. Yeah, it looks massively undervalued on the chart, but I know Delta Airlines is also one of Guru's favorite stocks. He plays this a lot, and he has levels for it, so I could probably see why he plays it. It's a good point of control over here as well, so he's probably looking for the bounce on that $40 level back to 44s. And he's been monster calling that too, so it could potentially work out. I mean, he might also be jumping the gun a little bit here as well. This could be another support level around 39s. So we could potentially, worst case, could potentially come back to 39s a little bit here and bouncing back up. So I think we just went over Delta Airline. Let's check out TSM real quick. We have that chart already, so I'm probably just gonna copy and paste this chart. Oh yeah, if you got an extra week, I mean maybe they'll post something about like travel surge in Christmas. So TSM needs to break 125, could see 135 next. So this morning, following Nvidia's beat, the semiconductor sector looked extremely bullish, right? But AMAT kind of shut that down a little bit today, so we'll see how that goes, man. But hopefully the semiconductor sector just kind of forget about that and they completely ignore them and give TSM the opportunity to hit all-time highs again. Because goddamn, man, you got AMD hitting all-time highs, you got Nvidia hitting all-time highs. Where's MU, man? Where's MU right now? Let me see. MU making this massive recovery, you know. You have Qualcomm just like new all-time highs, monster moves. What other semiconductor company are there, man? LRCX, Lam Research. You know, all these guys want to come back and hit all-time highs. Texas Instrument, you know, everything is coming back. Like, where are you, TSM? Where are you? Intel? Nah, forget about Intel, man. Intel's a long-term play. We need Intel back to 44 levels to buy the dip, and then it can start to run. ASML, yeah, ASML heading, heading like back to the highs. Where is TSM, bro? Where? Hopefully, yeah. Ooh, what's up, TT? Roku, 1217. You know what? I do have Roku Charter, so I'm just gonna pull that up real quick. I like Roku, man. I thought we were at the buy the dip level here at 270s. Started a spur position for I think late December as well, thinking we're gonna bounce. Woke up the next day, smash! It blew right through that, coming back to the next level right here at 230. What was this 238? And we need to reclaim this. If we can reclaim this 238 level, it's gonna keep breaking through the levels. There's a lot of levels to break through. 197s. Let me put this on the inverted chart for you. This is Roku on the inverted chart. You got this big double bottom move here, right? Big double bottom move. Um, we could say this is the bottom. I would want to say that's it. So we got the big double bottom move. I want to say this is the bottom right here, bro. I want to say that's the bottom right here. If that's not the bottom, man, I don't know what is. So, and typically I inverted the chart because people like double bottom patterns. It looks easy to read, very, very very simple to see. So, best case, ideally you want to see reversal from here. Worst case, could see it come back to 199s on that $200 psychological level and then finally bounce. I don't know. Roku's kind of disappointing right now. Paste that on the chart here, Roku. Maybe do a butterfly at the $200 level. So either is gonna bounce here or we go into 200. It's one or the other, man. If you guys are new and you need access to the spreadsheet, I'm gonna paste the link here. Just copy and paste it into Google Doc and you should be able to see it. Nice. Yes, sir, Hawaiian beef. Oh man, why'd you guys do that? CMS appeal. Peace. PLTR. Nice. TAL. Let's check that out real quick. Let me go through the list. What does TAL do? What is this company about? Gas company. Oil, natural gas. Oil was a little bit red, came under that. I think oil could potentially bounce soon around the $74 levels. So if oil bounces $74 level, that would kind of align with this bouncing off the double bottom here. So I think if you like the company, you're bullish on it, you could potentially see a move around this 880s levels. Next support 880s, resistance at point of control around 1250s. Let's check out US Steel. Oh, are you in shares? What kind of position are you in? Natural gas looks like it could potentially bounce a little bit too. I mean, it's winter. Um, I like to think natural gas is gonna hold this area. It, natural gas typically squeeze during winter, but we would need like what do you call it? Um, we need like a coast storm to kind of sweep across the nation for that move for that squeeze. So sometimes that happens in February, sometimes that happens in November or December. It depends on the weather, man. It depends on act of God. Oh, you got expiration that expires in April? You're good. Don't worry. Hopefully that move happens by, February and you'll get that save. I picked up a lot of natural gas options as well on UNG. Been adding that position, looking for that squeeze back up. So the other thing I like about natural gas is that I've noticed every time the market is ready to crash, natural gas typically spikes up pretty hard. I hope this is not the top because if this was the top here, that would mean the market is gonna crash soon. So I hope not. I want to see a little bit more of a squeeze. So 2018, the market crash, natural gas squeeze. Um, Over here, early 2018 on that January crash as well, natural gas squeeze. 2016 crash, natural gas squeeze a little bit. Um, I don't know if we had a crash in 14. I know in 12 we did a little bit, I think. And then obviously in 08, I want to see this. This is the kind of squeeze I want to see. I want to see that big squeeze. I want to see inflation get out of control and kind of cause the commodities to go so crazy that it will squeeze the whole market. Oof. So on the short-term time frame, could potentially see that bounce here on that moving average over here. Let's move on to the next ticker. United States Steel. Why do I want that? Because I have a lot of money on the side that want to buy the dip. Who doesn't want to buy the dip? I want to kind of buy the dip and just like sit back and watch it go. A lot of companies I want to pick up some position on that are very expensive right now, like Nvidia. US Steel is testing some supports too as well, coming back to the yellow line here. If it breaks, it could potentially go back down a little bit more. If it holds, I think so. We're kind of at that make or break right here. The yellow line is what I call my make or break line. If it's under it, which it kind of is right now, it's at 24.59. If it's under it, next level could potentially come here. If it can go over it, I can see us coming back to 28. So it's at the middle, and when it's at the middle, you could either take a lotto and play one side, take a guess, or you could strangle it and see which direction it moves the most. I don't know. I don't like to short the way down. Too scared to short. We also have a little bit point of control here as well, around 23.50, but I think it's in the middle of it. I think it can go either direction right now. You can even open a bow spread on both sides. Can hit hit a bearish short term and bullish long term. Because infrastructure bill should be bullish for United States Steels. So you could take like maybe like 1 month out, like 1 month out on the bearish side for US Steel, and then go like 2 months out on the bullish side, and potentially do the spread, which would be this. Like if you were, so you want to do a spread on US Steel, right? we will say the top is 28 and the bottom is 21, right? So we'll say the top is 28, the bottom is 21. So you want to go for the top, probably want to go into February 24 to 28. That would cost you about $139. If it moves back to $28 ASAP, you make 75. If it's moved back there in like a week or two, you still make around that range. If it takes a little bit longer, you make a lot more money. So the R&R isn't there on here, but you'd still definitely make money. And you won't get burned as much if it goes back down to 20s. You know, the R&R on the loss and gains about the same. And then the short side, if it's gonna drop, it would probably drop in less than 4 weeks. So if it's gonna drop, we're looking for that drop from 24 to 2050s, right? That would cost you $91. If that move happens, that side is gonna pay out a lot more. It's gonna pay out enough to pay for both sides. So if it drops, it's gonna hit like 2050s, and you would get paid anywhere from 155 to 250s. So the risk and reward on this side is much better. It's so good that it's enough to pay for both sides. And I think we're at that middle of the range that either direction can happen. So that's why I would do a bull spread or a bear spread, because especially with X, they chopped a lot, so you're gonna get data burn. And if you do this, you're not gonna get data burn as much. So you're using the premiums in your favor. Why not? Thoughts on SPLK? I like the company long term. I picked some leaps a while back, but I did see that drop the other day. I haven't added another position yet, but I think Guru's very bullish on it. I heard him talk about it this morning. He liked the company, and I think the company is a good tech company long term. So 28 or 2050 support near 2050. Let's check out Zoom. %. I actually seen the other steel company run today, NUE. They had a pretty strong move today. I think they had like a 3.4% move to the upside. So I thought the whole sector was moving to the upside, but I guess not. So Zoom, we're pulling this out in a bigger time frame. We're taking a look on the weekly chart. Looks like it could have more to give. It's been going on downhill. It's been in this downward pattern. As you can see here, 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 here. I feel like the next magnet is to the downside. That could put it on the sub 200 levels. I mean, if you're bullish, you could say, hey, it's going to move here too as well. There's that potential double bottom move on the shorter time frame that you could be looking at. I was looking at the weekly time frame. But sometimes you gotta step back and take a look at the bigger picture, and the bigger picture, to a certain extent, could also look like it was bearish, right? It could look like it's been in a downtrend pattern a lot, but sometimes downtrend patterns can get broken up too. So on the bullish case, I could push the bullish case. The bullish case is this double bottom move here, bam, bam, right? Making that double bottom move right here. Bearish case is, just coming back down to touch the bottom magnet. Earnings could drive it there. That's definitely a possibility, which is coming up very soon. So there's good risk and reward on both sides, man. Really good risk and reward on both sides. So if it follows the downtrend pattern, it's gonna hit 170s. If it breaks back into the bullish pattern and want to break above, it's got to get over 309. Those are some big magnets I would look at. Major support on the weekly, I would call it. $173. But that's just me though. I look at things on a much longer term, on a much higher time frame, especially for Zoom. So last quarter, they reported $1 billion in revenue. Estimate was 991 mil. This quarter, the estimate is $1 billion. They should be able to easily beat that, but if they don't beat it, if they miss that, oh, that's gonna be what's gonna cause it to drop. That's what's gonna hurt them. So this is gonna be make or break for them. Kind of reminds me of Beyond Meat a little bit. Having the company, the IPO around like 70, 80s, and then big move up to 500, 600 almost. Ridiculous move, right? And now it's like coming back down to earth. So let me show you Beyond Meat to show you what I'm talking about. IPO, huge move to the upside, came back down, back to reasonable opportunities, up again, and then now it's finally coming back down on the trend line too, actually, right here. So this could be kind of setting up like that. I've seen a lot of like companies do this in the market. Reminds me of like Tilray too. Look at that. Huge move to the upside and eventually came back down as the momentum gets lost and they start phasing out the company. Not as popular as once used to be. As it once was. CELH. Celsius Holding. I don't know. I feel like this stock is heavily manipulated. I feel like this is like a market maker stock and they just manipulate this and drive it up for like no reason whatsoever. Because in 2020, this company was trading around $6-7, and then for whatever reason, it decided to go like 1,000%. It kind of reminds me of Samuel Adams, Boston Beer Company, where it ran up so ridiculously due to seltzer being like the next hype thing. And then they say seltzer was no longer the next hype thing, hard seltzer that was, and that was coming back down a lot to realizations. I think that could be something that could potentially happen to this company as well. And they've been having they missed the last earnings too, so that was a pretty red earnings. Can't justify, man. Can't justify it. They're like up. Stock price was at $7. Right now it's at $76. That's still 10x from 2020. Like, who is buying 10 times more of this drink? Who? Which one of you guys are buying that, man? Buy me one. So not too crazy about it long term. Possible support at 70. Let's check out Walmart. So Walmart had a good earnings, took a little bit margins hit, and As usual, man, we talked about Walmart before that earnings. I talked about how this company loves to freaking disappoint. It's like the biggest shit consumer staples company out there. Every time, man. But I think they had a lot of consumer inflationary pressure, labor shortage and stuff. So had a good earnings, man. Top and bottom number good. Growth is good. Guidance is good. Nothing that was bad about them, but coming back down. So I would say look for that support, man. Look for that support if things continue to follow like it. If things continue to move the way it did every other quarter, like last time, the last quarter had a really good move to the top here, and then had a good earnings, came all the way back down to support around 135. So that was a huge buying opportunity. Like the company long term. Same thing here, had a good quarter, ran up a little bit, and then gave up all the gains and came back down. This quarter too, actually, they had a move up. I remember in pre-market, and it came back down too. So same thing here. 2021 of February had a good quarter, came back down, broke way below support. So every quarter, man, every quarter, this company, every time they had earnings, they come back down. I don't know why people always sell in this company. It's like Intel, man. It's like Intel. It's like when you look at Intel stock and you're like, oh, this company can't possibly have such a bad earning that it's gonna drop again, But Intel does it. It successfully does it every quarter. I don't know why, but it just does. It's a force of habit, I guess. Look for support at 135 to buy the dip. COMP. Let me pull that chart up real quick. Let's move that line down a little bit more. So waiting for confirmation of reversal here. Let's look at COUP. Did it just drop? Oh, apparently I had an alert there if it came back to March 2020 levels. So COUP has been struggling to break out. Got a little bit triangle pattern here. Could really move in either direction, honestly. So you got this triangle pattern, up, down, up, down. So next move could potentially be moving up. So bottom of the triangle is about 213. Top of the triangle is about 250s. That's the range that it's been trading in. It's looking a little bit bearish right now, though. This pattern looks really good too. Looks like it's going to come back to test that 213, 214 area. And could potentially bounce from there, moving back to 236. So support at 214. Resistance at 230s, and then 250s. Let's look at XRT, and I'm gonna call it a day here. Ooh, XRT had very strong move. It's been moving up the last few days. Actually broke out. This is kind of like the Russells a little bit, where the Russells 2000, which is small cap sector, was chopping, having a really hard time breaking through, and it finally broke through. So they say this could potentially be a great fake out, or a breakout, because it's chopped for so long. Like some of you guys said today, consumer discretionary was very, very strong. A lot of people are spending money. Retail sales has been up. But if you guys were listening to this morning's podcast, we also talked about how like retail sales data could potentially be just inflationary data. It could potentially just be because that inflation was so high that like retail sales was not really up, but it was just really just the fact that inflation was up. That's a good question. I'm not sure. You guys might have to ask Guru if they like recorded the podcast or anything. Um, because I didn't do anything on my side. So this could be an interesting move. If you guys are bearish, if you're looking for a hedge, you could run a bear spread on XRT, or you could run a lotto on it. This typically pays pretty well. I've done it before a lot of times. I've taken a lot of it to like 92 range. Every time we hit 97s, I've taken 92 lottos, and it usually pays off like 300-400%. So this is a good area that's at to do that. Yeah, it looks interesting. Yeah, it could be something like 100 to 96, and if that hits, right, it's gonna pay you 2 to 1. So it costs $63 to make the position. If it hits 96.50, it will pay you 126. So that's a 200% move on the spread. And then on the put, on just a regular straight put, you could potentially buy the 96 if it comes back to that area. Depending on what the time frame it hits, if it hits fast enough, it could return 200% as well. But I think that's pretty much it for today, guys. We'll be back here tomorrow to take a look at Foot Locker. I know Young Bo set up that play as well, and hopefully that one pays off really well, because kind of like Nike, Foot Locker could be like they could either have a lot of supply chain issue and just completely get wrecked from this drop here from 57 to sub 50s, or they could be hitting new all-time highs because they've been having phenomenal year, you know. So could be either direction here. RSI is really topped out, so I want to say we're signaling a little bit more to the downside, but anything could happen on these earnings reports. Yeah, thanks, Young Bo, for doing all the research on a lot of the earnings plays today and setting that up. But that's it, guys. Take care and have a good night.